Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Albion TV. It's Saturday night, and you've already been here for the EU Reset Season 10, coming to the final third of the season. But right now, it's time for Crystal League action with Lewpac and Shozen. We've got level 5, 6, and 7 right here on Albion TV. The teams are gearing up, and we've got a lot to play for today. It's very, very close at the top of the table. Not first place. We've already established that first place is a distant silhouette on the horizon, Shozen.
Yeah, nobody's getting that.
But the rest of it's very close.
Yeah, it's all within 10,000 points.
I like it. I like to see it, and it should make for some interesting fights. Who we got our eyes on today? Stage chat before they go in. But we are going to be joining a Pollinator for our first match of the evening. He's going to be rocking the ironclad tank with the Bop Fiend's cowl, the Judicator armor, and of course the Fiend sandals. He's on cooldown and defense food, 7.3 Avalonian omelet, and his teammates Lee, Suriel, Bisca, and Rudin. We'll see who they're going to be coming up against. They're up against Iron Gage's team, it seems, with Liette. So this is going to be quite the match early on. And we'll see it's going to be a back on the one-hand crossbow. Very interesting choice from Rudin. Falling out the meta. They're going to be against this soldier armor carrying caller. The carrying caller got recent buffs to the cooldown time. He has a lot of options, but it actually looks like the Elevate boys went for the 4-1 play and took the top cap, which means although jungle have high ground with the Pollinator, they are going to struggle. Shred from the bow. Very early onto a Pollinator. Reset comes down, as does the Judy. Very defensive placement on the Duty. Now Antarcticite going to come in. He hasn't popped his Judy yet, so he is able to make a push after this reset. A Pollinator. There goes the Morgana's Raven. A Pollinator in a lot of trouble. No Judy available. No reset for a few seconds. Suriel not able to come online at all in this so far. He keeps getting knocked back by this bow. Oh, but there is the combo. They finally and they get the assassinate. They don't need to win the momentum if they can snipe the kill there. And we are seeing the new knockback on the bow. The split arrow now has a knockback component, which I believe was kind of supposed to help them in Corrupted, but they seem to be using it here. Antarcticite going to drop to a curse stack, surely. Yep, Suriel actually gets credit for that on the daggers. Iron Gage gets the reset, should be okay, although the Mortal Agony might change things. And this one-hand crossbow bomb is going off. He's picking the right targets and getting it to proc.
Well, it looks like we got a lot of matches up and running right now. I've been bopping around through a number of them, and we do have a lot to go through today. I'm hoping that we'll see a couple of these extend pretty far into the first round, and hopefully we'll get to watch some really good matches.
Yeah, 2 caps to 1 right now. Pollinator looking to grab Liette there. He commits the dodge roll, the auto fire going off, and now it's actually rustled on the heavy crossbow, Liette on the bow. So they've got the shred combo, rocking auto fire. Rudin, big damage onto him. He's going to have to roll as Liette goes for the counter onto the cleric robe with his own mage robe. He did manage to disjoint the bomb, so he's fine. There's the swap, though, on Liette, and I don't think he has boots available for a little while more. Likely he can go out onto Antarcticite, but they're going to turn it on to Suriel. Antarcticite really needs to respect, and there's the bop, which cancelled the reset, and all of a sudden, Elevate are going to have to take a chill pill, because they have no reset, they have no Graveguard, and they are just going to be sitting, and they're helpless, as once again, Liette is the man that drops. Rudin could be the trade, but looks like they are going to hold their ground. They're not going to push too hard. Iron Gage is getting really good momentum now on this axe and just giving that value over time. Remember, the axe has a lot of anti-heal components, particularly the carrying cooler. So the longer the fight goes on, the better their value. However, the value ratio for Iron Gage right now is 0, as is his health bar. And rustled, he might drop, but Laugh going to intercept using his Purity Robe. And it looks very, very convincing for a Pollinator so far, Shozen.
Yeah, and right now, I got to say that this is one of the closer matches we're seeing right now at 138 to 112. Hopefully, some of these other matches will swing as the timers continue to tick. We are only 3 minutes and 30 seconds in.
The 138, though, was only because they took that 1 cap at the start and the fight lasted a minute. Other than that, it's been pretty convincing. I'm actually liking the bow knockback, though. Like, he's able to cancel. He's actually, it gives a lot of utility to a bow player. Like, okay, he loses the shred, But
Right.
he can cancel Area of Decay, he can cancel Auto Fire, he can cancel Sunder, he can even cancel the Healer's Reset. Like, it's not to be sniffed at. Oh, I Engage now is on the Spectre's Bloodletter. And this is going to be a switch up. We saw this build for a while, and then we saw it go away. But now it's back because of Lifesteal Food. And Rudin, he doesn't like that. He's feeling that it's very, very rude. Suriel's getting shredded, and now the reset comes down. But I Engage could potentially get a lot of momentum here for his boys. Suriel needs to respect that he's now playing against the Bloodletter. And these interrupts from the bow could really stack up over time. Antarctica going in, Bisca. Oh, the reset gets swapped. I Engage finds the swap there.
Oh,
and
nice.
Oh, he does get countered on though. They managed to cancel the reset, and they may still get something out of this, but they need to convert into a kill right now. Rudin knocked back by Liet. Liet actually going to get turned on, and he rolled too early. The bomb is going to go off, but the Mortal Agony won't go. Suriel was a little bit late with it. Suriel's on that tenacity jacket, it looks like. But once again, Elevator being driven out of this Shozen. They're making good moves, but every time they make a nice move, they seem to lose a member, and they can never convert it into the trade. And honestly, if they had traded there, they would have won the fight.
Yeah, sometimes you have to just stick around a little bit longer in these fights and hopefully get that trade.
Well, they stayed, and again, Liet had a nice spot, and he really tried to drill Rudin, but just couldn't find it. I do still like this knockback. I just think it's not quite working for them, and Antarctica is just going to get deleted. And that's going to turn it into a 3-cap right now, because there's no way they're sticking around without any sort of crowd control. Russell might actually die if the stun run's available here. Oh no, they're going to... Yeah, I Engage is actually going to swap his man out. Really nice play from him. But the Bloodletter did a lot of work. Caught them off guard, but they haven't converted it into a kill yet. They've died 7 times, 3 on Liet, with no return.
That's not great. No.
And now you could tell Apollinator's team, they're just feeling, they're feeling confident. They're feeling full of beans, and they're just going to push into it now. Okay, they do get the cap in the end. They're going to go for the swap and bot onto Antarctica. He's going to swap himself back to cancel. Apollinator, they're putting a lot of damage into the tank as well. He's soaking a lot of damage, which is damage that could go elsewhere. Suriel's making it difficult to find, and Liet's gone again. He's just disintegrated here. Is there a trade onto Rudin? There might be a trade onto Rudin with the Bloodletter. Swap comes out. Lee Harayu's trying to do something. They need this trade now. Look how low they all are. This Bloodletter needs to do something, but the reset comes down, and that is going to be lights out for Elevate here. Just dunked without getting a single kill. And I'm going to say this one's probably over here. Liet's died 4 times. He's got his 5th set on, but Russell is going to drop on the way out, and they aren't going to get the 3-cap against them, so they do have that in their favor. But it's now going to be a 2 rotation play if Apollinator and the boys choose to push, and why wouldn't they? They're winning every single fight right now. Now you just want to farm them. You're just like, let's go. And I don't know, do Elevate want to throw more at this or not?
Well, I don't know. I'm currently trying to fix our raffle. It had the wrong keyword. Give me a second.
Not ideal.
No, you wanted to say raffle, not random. It's raffle now. It's fixed. You guys can get in the raffle now. By
Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go and see what they're doing then. They are coming out, and it looks like the Spectre jacket goes on again, but decent early pressure this time. Suriel can't get into this because he's been below half health. I Engage though. He now needs to respect the counter death givers. If he goes too low because of that Spectre's Mortal Agony onto Liet, and this time they find Rudin. They are going to eat a 20 though, and the pressure, Suriel's going to die for it as well. That bow. Now the bow comes online. It's a double kill. Liet finds the space he's been looking for. Apollinator runs interception, and I don't think they need to suicide for this. I don't think suiciding for this is correct. I think it's just time to reset and recoup. They could probably hold the high ground though. It's 3 versus 4. They've got some cooldowns available. Wow, Laugh is just going for it. Apollinator is being CC'd. He can still interrupt, and it's actually the Thetford cape that gets the interruption.
Okay.
It's going to be 5 versus 3 in the mid right now. Here comes a 4th and a 5th though, geared up. but they managed to hold on, and they still keep a 2-minute timer. If Biscuit dies, that's a problem. Oh, nice use of the Judy and the resist pot combo. He actually got a full Bloodletter execute off, and Biscuit just shrugged it off, just ignored it basically because he had so much resist. And they really needed to turn that into a 2-cap because they just lose in 50 now. And now, obviously, Apollinator's team will suicide for this, for sure. And if I engage dies, that makes it even worse. And it's GG. And that, because of this play, because of Elevate not capitalizing on it, they aren't going to get a single point out of this. And with the, with the top placements, the way they're looking, Elevate want every point they can get.
Yeah, they need them.
Got to prevent that Scoia'tael mercenary shenanigans, shall we say. Liette's going to die for the 5th time, I believe, this fight.
That's a lot of deaths.
That is 5 deaths in this fight for that man. It doesn't matter whether he has gear or not, though, because this one is all over. Where would you like to go
Bob
next?
Freeze, he's currently working on a comeback. He's about to get a 20 tick and make it 39 to 50. And there it is.
Bob Freeze and the gang robbed Tutankhamun, Lefty, and Owen versus the Krakenese Scoia'tael team with Yargood and Dzeo. A very, very good one. Wow, 38 to 50. What a match right now.
Yeah, this one turned around. It was really rough against poor Bob and the boys for a long time, but they were able to take control and get a number of 3 caps in their favor.
Nice stun onto Kraken, actually. Rolls Yargood. Yargood commits the roll to get out the Fatal Blade, and that could leave him exposed if given enough space. Rob takes a lot of counter pressure. Bob gets the reset and pops the Judy. Do they need to Graveguard this? I don't think so. Good discipline. Zeo does get a Graveguard, but they instantly drop his health to nothing as Robbed runs riot in the back and assassinates the healer. Robbed, we've said this before with Robbed in the game, haven't we? Like, he is an absolute nightmare for assassinating your back line. And Yargood's going to drop as well. It's only going to be a 10 here. Nearly get the snipe. Krakenese might go. If Krakenese dies, it's a big problem. And Rob's went in the tower for that one. If he'd have got it, we would have called him a god, Shozen. If he'd have fed, we would have called him an idiot. As it is, he's a guy.
He's lucky. He's lucky.
He's
That's
a man
what he
with
is.
He's a lucky guy with questionable strategic decisions right now. It's one of those things, isn't it? If you make the play, you're a god. If you whiff it, you through. The risk we take. Right now, do you think Bob will play for the 20 here and just try and close it out? Against a bow, you might not want to.
You could try. I mean, with only 22 seconds left at this point, it's only one interruption.
You're going to take this 20.
Totally
You're going to take
worth
this 20, aren't you? 100%.
Yeah.
And then maybe go to the high ground. They haven't used the reset, though. Yargood is doing some big damage. Bob's getting comboed on. I mean, to be honest, you probably wait for them to start the cap now and then rush them. That would be the play. Like, you pull back and say, hey, look, we got
for
the
them
20.
to send somebody up
They have
and
to
then
go for it now. Like, somebody has to go for it, or they have to go all in. You're either expecting a dive. Now, they're diving. They're diving hard now. But I think they lose regardless now, because you could just suicide for it. Yargood taking you. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness, that combo. The Mortal Agony hit just as the sweeping bolt went through. Rob got credit for it, but that was all on the crossbow. Rob actually gets the one-hand crossbow again on Zeo. Like, we're seeing the one-hand crossbows across the board here, but this is going to be a bit of a murder here. Stupid Beast has 4 stacks. Robbed is on top of the healer. T-Pecked is gone. Stupid Beast. Oh, he knocks him onto him. And Robbed gets Stupid Beast as well. Holy moly. 6 kills for Robbed in that fight.
All right, we can head over to the killing. It's spelled like it sounds.
On my way. These are some cracking fights right now. 48 to 44. This one is also a level 5, I believe. Mateb and the Heindel team against the Real Aggression. I don't know these guys, man.
Yeah, I hadn't seen them before,
but,
and they're doing very well. They brought it back from a certain defeat of crushing measure. They were down
something's going very well for them right now, and I don't recognize a single name on this team. And they've got a very good team here on the ropes, or at least a close match. Regardless of the result, they can be pleased with that. As Cube finding some space to get onto his counter number. They are really putting the pressure into the tank here. The healer, he does end up going down. Went to make the Purity play onto the tank. And I think this probably will close it out because Fovo is going to drop. And this carrying cooler been doing some work, it seems. Steel Rage is gone. The killing probably is going to die to these curse tots, actually. What a way to go. Meteb's going to snipe it, but that's going to be everybody dead. A 10 into a 20, and that's all she wrote here.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we have any more left, and we're coming down to the very end of this. It's going to be just a moment for me to get one for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 15 minutes usually. Usually this is towards the end of the timings, isn't it?
Yeah, we start to run out right about now, if not earlier.
But only because we've had such good matches.
Okay, let's see. Vashka Spuden is dead. Let me see.
Who's sorry?
Vashka Spuden.
Okay. Did you type that one?
Yeah, I did. I definitely did. I'm going to get you a tank, too, as soon as I can figure out who it is.
Everybody's dead.
Yeah. Oof.
Right,
so, we came here just in time.
See everybody die. That name. That's the sort of name you don't want to see when you're trying to jump somebody in the heat of Crystal League.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they're gonna get one more bite at the apple though here. Sancta Inquisito trying to hold them off. This one here is a level 2.
Yep, that is correct. We have 2 more level 2s going on.
Oh, some serious bow damage going on. Caracax from Elevate, but look at the spread damage here. Like, look at this. The carrying caller bleeds all over. The armor pierce. Caracax is going to bleed out in front of the healer.
Oh, no.
Super 8's going to bleed out. And Lapsang from nowhere have just sniped this. You know, I said they were going to get 2 minutes to try.
Yeah. And now they're going to end it right here in the last 10 seconds.
Closed it out.
Incredible. And both our matches are ending on this rotation in 3 seconds.
Well, I mean, that happens, and some good matches there. Congrats to Lapsang. Let's take a look at the stats for this one, then. 7 to 8 in a very close match.
Very close.
Tatari coming through with 79,000 damage. Pantherflash of Heimdall, top killer with 5. Super 8, 4 deaths over him. Would he have had more gear? Probably. People bring 5 sets minimum now to Crystal.
You have to.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, you need more sets.
All right, so now the lower levels are concluded for the evening. There's no more 1 to 3 session.
No.
Coming up in 13 minutes, though, we have level 6s. Crystal Realm. We've got Gatherbat, Aliv's, Bunny Team, Rebane, and Geminix. And it's going to be, 6-3 Judy. It's going to be a Hood of Tenacity tank build with a Black Monk. So he's going for that. He's going for the value. He's going for the damage mitigation.
He swapped
from the Tenacity. Yeah. He saw who he was facing. He's facing the Gius Bonzabobo team. And they swapped off. So this is going to be an interesting match. Very good players on both teams. And Geminix is on the glaive. Can we get some info on his build real quick? We've got Katomni Brawl is not on his pizza cutters. He's on his death givers again, despite the 1 second nerf to Ghost Strike. Gather back with the early control. Reset comes down from Sakata. And
he's
it's
running the Stalker's hood, the Stalker's jacket, and Mage Sandals.
Oh, Luke takes a big old pounding early on. The sweeping bolt hits everybody. The resets, they might have to go on Gather back here, but Graveguard Helm comes out. The Area of Decay by Bonzo is a bit of a whiff, and this is going to give full momentum the other way now. Sakata trying to stabilize his boys. Luke on the bow. Nice use of the Purity again for the montage plays, knocking them about. Katomni has to pull back as GS goes back in. The issue is the tank and the bruiser for the Bonzabobo team. They're not syncing up. One's constantly falling back while the other's pushing forward. But now their curse is getting some serious value the other way. Gatherbat's trying to control things right now, but he's kind of stuck in the middle. There's a lot of pressure going. There's the stab from the glaive. The glaive, there's the flick onto Bonzo. And that was the play they were looking for. Bonzo's not going to get out of that. And Geminix, again, with the off-meta magic. Oh, the interrupt, though. Gatherbat could die, but Katomni, his chain slash, he got so unlucky there. He stopped short of Gatherbat. If his chain slash had gone all the way through, And that's brilliant from Gatherbat. He actually just puts down, puts his Fatal Blade on Katomni. They bop him and flick him, and they just assassinate him. That is some beautiful, beautiful play here from Gatherbat and the boys. That was some exquisite tank maneuvering, Shozen.
Yeah, there are some really good players in this matchup. I'm currently watching the Bob Freeze match, and they had a quick victory off the first engagement, already 150 to 125.
So putting that 3-cap pressure on Geminex. Forces out the Graveguard from his team, though. This time he's going to die, I think. He's running Stalker's Glaive. Very, very greedy build, actually. But, Gius, he's got the Impaler as well. And is he running his trademark Tenacities, do we know? They're the Tenacity Impaler. I don't know if he is. I will take a look at that. I can actually look at that on the scoreboard. I forgot. No, he's on the Blink Sandals. So he's doing the old glaive cheese with the delayed teleport. So if you delay teleport, then flick somebody, they flick to the destination, not the origin. So you could basically do this like crazy long flick and send someone well further than they should be. Sakata gets a nice reset off, but as they clump for it, the Impaler comes out. Bonzo with the Area of Decay. Bunny team finds some space, but he does draw out the sacrifice, and he gets pierced, and there's the combo. Katomni gonna sync up the Mortal Agony, and Bunny team is gonna drop now. Gatherbat, Aled, Geminex is still very far forward. He's gonna pop his resist, and remember, he doesn't have that deflecting spin. He's fully reliant on his cape for energy, and we do know that glaive can be a very energy hungry weapon when he's spamming those impalers and trying to maintain his stacks. And actually, we see Rebane go down. And it's going to be a full reset the other way. So a very back and forth fight, this one.
Yeah, 141, 142 here in this match. Very, very close.
There were no caps, by the way, until this.
The first point has been taken by Black Order against Bob Freeze at 149 to 85.
Blimey, and that's only, what, 3 minutes 30 in? Oof. They've got a mountain to climb, but I'm sure, you know, if any team in level 6s can come back. That was a nice combo onto Luke there. As Geminex looking to make something happen. He did actually commit the blink and whiff the flick. So, bit of a problem for him for a while. He can't really overextend. And that means Gatherbat is going to have to soak up all of that frontline damage. Both Judicators getting dropped on this defensive choke point. And this is the Heimdall team. They are trying to squeeze the 3-cap here, aren't they? They're really trying to bleed these points. Bunny team is max stacks. The reset. The reset gets there, but he only had the base value of the reset because he got purged just as it went off. And there's the Area of Decay onto Katomni. Katomni, the pierce comes out from Bonzo. Bonzo very low on energy though, so there is a chance that Gatherbat's team could just start to wear them out, but rotating might have been incorrect here. They did have the energy advantage, and if they could have just broke that high ground, there was a chance to make something happen. Bonzo, I don't know. Yeah, they are going to push into them. Gius coming down. Luke finding space with that bow. Oh, they're going hard on Luke. The Impaler as well. Like, Geminex just gets him to half immediately. The bop and swap, and Sakata's now isolated from his teammate. Blink, Graveguard into the Judy, is going to flick Luke back to full health. The resets are committed on both teams, but that's all of the big heals right now for the Gius Bonzo Bobo team. But I think all the tricks went. No, Luke is one hit from death. Can Bunny finish the job? He can. Is there and there is no trade. Like usually with a dive like that, there'll be something tradable on the board. There was no trade opportunity whatsoever, and this is going to be a problem. Sakata's going to get zoned here. Auto fire goes out. He's taking a lot of damage, and Geminex's attack range when he has glaive stacks is outrageous. Yeah. These guys, they need to get another kill though, because if another reset comes, they could get a hold. There's the Impaler. Sakata does die, so now the rest of them need to run. But somebody needs a cap. Definitely need some caps here. Like,
you need to get the caps.
Yeah,
that's, the whole
they're
point
going to lose a 20 as well, I think.
Yeah, they're not. They're going to lose 10.
They saved it at the last second. But I don't know. I don't think they want to play in the open against this bow, even though they're pressuring him out.
No, I would just say take the chokes, try to win the slow grind fight here. They're fighting uphill, and if you're already having a hard time, I guess they're going to go for the 3-cap or at least do the rotation.
No, they're going to go for a 20 at first. They'll take a free 20, but I don't think they want to stick an open fight against. Oh no, it's actually Luke's on a crossbow now, so.
Okay, well that changes things up again. They can go in.
They can take the fight. Honestly, I think the glaive excels in this situation. GS is already half. They haven't fully stabilized, and they committed some cooldowns to it. There's the cleanse already coming out onto Bonzo. There's the bot from GS. As Bunny team's in a really bad spot. Great swap from Gatherbat, though. Denies the full HP Sunder, which is like the biggest Sunder you can possibly do. The combo onto Bonzo. There's the flick. He does have his roll available, I believe, but he's really being patient with it. There you go. There's the roll. Graveguard comes out, but that's the big heal used already. And just the pressure that they're exerting once Geminex finds the space. Sakata takes an auto. He's going to have to pop an energy potion just to stay in this. And this is a 3-cap as well. So the fight has gone towards mid. They've drawn them into it, but they actually have the 3-cap. So they can play high ground and have a 3-cap, which is the absolute dream. Beautiful armor pierce comes out. GS gets nothing from that reset. The flick, he's actually going to have to cartwheel himself and commit his bop just to getting out of that fight. Geminex, however, is starting to run out of energy and steam as the curse stacks are staying on him and just taking hold. Reset comes out from Sakata. There's the split.
Big pressure on Bunny team there.
Is in big trouble. The Graveguard is
Nicely
committed, though. And they need this next reset. Rebane is caught in no man's land. The reset should come down, though. And if they can get a big one, they could look for a turn here. Katomni's low. Luke and Katomni are really aggressive here. GS isn't stabilized, and they don't have a purity for the next reset. Oh, there you go. It just came on. And he should be okay, but
and
GS
there goes
the
Squest
stun.
Under a lot of pressure.
Oh, can they get a finisher here?
They
Everybody's
do.
low. They find Katomni. And look where Bonzo is. Bonzo's in no man's land with no energy right now. He's going to roll and run for his life. And they don't even need to kill more to get caps because they already have a 3-cap. And just like this, the Gatherbat team is taking control. Like,
and just at this moment,
Luke's
too,
going to drop.
Bob Freeze has already gotten a victory.
Wow, that is a very, very quick win for those guys. Looks like... Wow, I actually thought Luke was going to die there, but they just about survived it. Gatherbat now, pulling back. Luke's running low on energy. It's still that 3-cap, so for the first time, Gatherbat and the boys are going to take a lead here. 89 to 67 with 9 minutes gone. This is one hell of a match. And he gets stunned out of his cartwheel, so there will be no interrupt. So now we're going into what you said earlier, Shozen, that slow high ground grind. And honestly, Geminex's energy bar won't mind that at all.
Well, they did a good job getting those 20 ticks early on to take control of the lead here. Once they got control, they used the 20 ticks to their advantage. And now that they have the points in their favor, now they can afford to just like fall back, be a little bit more defensive, not worry about putting the pressure on their opponents so much.
What was beautiful about that last round of fights was the fact that they drew them into a high ground fight in the mid without having the cap. Like they showed them enough to get them interested, and then drew them into this 3-minute long fight where they lost 60 points. And it just worked out perfectly. Oh, that's a beautiful bop, and this is going to be absolute shambles right now. But Gatherby's, whoa! He is living on the edge. Katomni could have actually finished him off, but his screen was so red there. Holy moly, Gatherbat dropped to about 13 health in that fight. An auto attack from the healer probably would have finished him there. That was wild. And both teams, I think, are like, wow, we were lucky we didn't lose people in that fight. And we're going to get round 2 right now. And it's another one of those ones where you have to respect that glaive, right?
Right.
When you're used to playing deep as a bruiser or a tank, you suddenly have to think, right, I could usually escape here, but can I escape a glaive? You know, can I go that deep? Bonzo and the boys finding up the choke with the clothies. Bonzo caught in a horrible spot, and Geminex, they're just baiting each other. Like, Geminex was baiting the flick, and he was trying to get Bonzo to roll. Bonzo didn't roll. Finally, Geminex committed the flick, but because Bonzo had the discipline on the defensives, he was fine to just get out of there. And now the trade onto Gatherbat is what they're looking for, but Ravain's sacrifice will stop that one in its tracks as GS goes in. Reset comes down for the Gatherbat team, and now the Blues putting the pressure onto Luke. There goes the stun. Sakata running into set with the Purity. Bunny team in a horrible
Bunny team's
spot.
gonna need a save
no
here.
Graveguard is
Where's
available
the save?
here. No, he knows.
No save.
And again, that was the play. He knows there's no Graveguard. He knows he has no more mobility, right? So does he
Mhm.
turn his back to the enemy and die, or does he do as much damage as he can before he dies? And that is the mark of a good player versus a bad player.
Right.
You know when you're dead, so you do as much as you can with what you've got.
But Rabane's going to lose out here as well. They're going to lose Rabane. This is going to be a very long reset with not a lot of points left in the bin. They
Reds
still
as
have
well.
about 80, but they're gonna lose this.
They're gonna
to
get
a 20
points.
points.
Yeah. And the Reds got the mid straight away after that engage. They didn't chase with 5.
And they're still waiting on their 5th.
And that's their healer as well. So they have absolutely no choice right now.
That was a very late in the rotation death for Rabane here as the healer. It's going to put these guys on the back foot going into the next one. They're going to lose another 20 tick probably right away.
Geminex has switched to a Scholar Helm as well with a Thetford.
Oh, it actually looks like these guys are gonna... Are they gonna pressure here?
I
West
don't know.
just came
I
down,
don't think...
but I don't think we're seeing any pressure. Geminex is gonna get a free shot at stopping the bleed and bringing it down to a 10-point tick. And he's gonna get it too.
You don't want to fight a Blink Glaive down here, I don't think. And they actually might just go for the snipe onto Alivs, but good control from both tanks there. But Gatherbat is able to save his guys and create a ton of momentum. He puts a Judy at the top of the choke. Now his boys need to push in, and I much prefer this build. Look at that flick onto Luke.
Luke's in trouble right away.
Luke went flying. He had the blink to get out of there, but there's the Impaler. He does have the Purge jacket up on the mage armor, so he is able to stop the stacks of Geminex, which ruins his auto attack range. But there's another flick.
Luke down.
And Luke just gets prodded to death.
Just too much.
This crazy glaive, and he immediately goes to work on the healer. And remember, with 3 stacks of Spirit Spear, he might as well be a range character. Like, it's so far it can hit. Like, you pop the Robe of Purity, and he can still hit you. Like, he just stabs across it. If you had a Fire Mage drop a Firewall, he could just stab over it.
Stab over the firewall. He's got such range, yeah.
And that was really nice. And I love the switch up, because Geminex was doing tons of damage, but he was just running out of energy far too often in the fights.
And this is such a close match here at 48 to 42.
They don't have a cap, but they get Sakara. That's the healer. Katomni will survive, but Bonzo will not survive, I believe. If Geminex can get out the stun, there's the Impaler.
Dies on the edge.
So he
Because
called
of
it
that long range of
perfectly,
Geminex.
Shozen. Called it perfectly. They're actually going to
Very well
lose
done.
10 here, I think.
Yep.
They are
They're going to lose 10. Not
But
quite
now-
the 20 tick.
now
And
they're
now
on
it's
the 3.
38 to 32. Very close still.
Yeah, but Sakata, he's only just respawned. So by the time they get into the fray, they're going to have about 30 seconds left on this rotation. At which point, this team's just going to fire themselves forward for the win. Like, Cowler Purity, by the way, for the additional BOP range, which is on the NDA.
This other fight, the other last fight that we have currently running, it's Jungle versus Black Order. You have Rudin, Apollinator, and versus Rorbit and Noob Slayer.
Okay.
4 to 5.
4 to 5. Holy
Yep.
moly. I would like to get a replay of that one.
And it looks like, goes down to a death at the last moment, and Jungle loses in the very last second after a death.
Not the one. In the meantime, 1 minute on the timer now. It's all in pretty much for Gatherbat here. Like, they're actually going to go for the full dive. They are going to get Rabane. And this is the moment then, right? They've killed the healer, but now they need to get caps. They only need 1 cap, actually, to stabilize. These boys just need to survive for 25 or 28 seconds, basically. Geminex is gone. Bunny team is gone, so it's Alivs and Gatherbat alone. Alivs needs to put dots on everybody if he can. Alivs is gone, so there's no way they can stabilize now. There's no way Gatherbat can hold all 3 caps on his own. His timing would have to be perfect here. He's going to be able to interrupt this one, and he'll be able to interrupt the top. So they should... No, I don't think he can get there in time. He has to pick one. They're actually going to lose if he don't get that mid. So now, this is going to be the most awkward fight now. Rabane is here. The mid cap is happening. Oh, what a turnaround at the last second. That dive onto Rabane. The isolate and kill.
That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Wow.
Honestly, they all of the DPS should have split to the north and south caps, and Gatherbat should have just soaked as much damage as he could. But as it stands, there's no way for them here unless
No way that we've ever seen. Yeah.
Hard dive Sakata. He gets the purity off. Geminex accidentally gets bought by it. I don't think he actually meant to. There's the reset. They've got 10 seconds to grab 2 caps.
They have nothing. No, there's nothing.
They might get the healer.
Oh, they got the healer.
But there's so much less
2
time.
dives in 14 seconds.
Luke's going to die
They need to get 2 kills.
Luke's actually just going to get assassinated. They may get this. They need
to get one more kill.
They've missed their time.
One more kill.
Oh yeah, they get one more kill. They can get Bonzo. Can they get him?
No.
Oh my god.
So close.
He had like
so close.
He was like an auto attack away. Oh my goodness! I didn't even think about the kill there. I was so obsessed with the caps, and they were playing the
4
kills.
points at the end. Yeah.
And Bonzo had a crossbow almost in range, and he was
They almost pulled off the triple kill.
Me as well, Bogul. Well done there in the production office. Bob Freeze is going in to his match. We've seen them run through the bracket tonight, but this will be their toughest test for sure. Shozen in the level 7s. There is only the big boys left, and this is a bit of a mixed team, right? Bob and Tutan have played together a lot. Robbed is kind of like with them now, with the dissolution of his previous team, or them like not playing as actively at the moment. Owen is a more recent addition, and Lefty I think is a ringer. So they've got a lot to overcome in Apollinator here, as we saw a very good team. Apollinator, Scoliosis, Lee Harayu, Biska, and they're actually both teams going for the bot cap. So we get a little 4v4 in the mid with the Death Givers of both teams on the Death Givers. Actually chilling. Early Area of Decay. Fatal Blade going to go in to counter that. Apollinator with the big Judy. We got the 7-2-6-3 Judies being used here. Tutan in a bit of an awkward spot, but Bob will drop his Judy in order to protect it. Both have been used defensively. And now Tutan getting drilled by Scoliosis. Scoliosis pops the mage armor, and Bob's boys peeling back right now. Apollinator. Here we go with Rob, though. Rob finds Scoliosis. 1 ghost strike, 2 ghost strikes. Scoliosis goes down, but they do get the trade onto Tutan. So it's a 1-for-1. Both teams have 1 cap as well. Who has the balls to stick it here? And, you know, we know what Rob is like. And with a DPS gone, he's going to have even more freedom. But Owen, they're going to find Owen, and Lefty can't save him. Lee Harayu, Bob was nearly able to cancel the reset, but that's going to be disengage going to Apollinator. This seasoned jungle is massive with Scoliosis and Suriel from Black Order. Got to get that Merc money, you know. Everybody's got to get paid. Nice Judy.
Almost
there,
lost Bob there. Good save.
The Mortal Agony went through though, so the follow-up damage was very, very big.
He was able to catch the full reset later.
They didn't actually get the cap yet. Interestingly enough,
still the mid is going, yeah.
Yeah, the Reds didn't grab the cap, and now they won't be able to, because like look at Biska's health. The reset in the back goes off. Suriel doesn't get it, and this is the Robbed. You see him getting excited when that sort of thing happens, but he actually had a lot of counter pressure going his way, so he wasn't able to get in. Now down goes the Stalker. Reset going to be used. Suriel dropping low. Mortal Agony. Oh, Tutan Kamoon on the Assassinate, but they trade the tank. And that's going to be a problem. Without that CC, they need to dive hard for a kill now. Owen is going in for Scoliosis. He's going to roll back 4-for-4. Again, both fights have been a 1-for-1 trade. This is shaping up to be an exciting match. Apollinator's now geared. He's coming back in with his iron.
Owen almost done, and he goes in the back. Suriel gets him.
Not able to trade onto Scoliosis. And the mid cap.
Still not taken.
Still hasn't gone. I think it will now.
I think this is it. Actually, Bob's going to defend it. I think he's going to go up here.
He can. If he has Fatal Blade, he can just throw it. Yeah.
Yep, and he does. He defends it. He needs to do it. He needs to go up again.
They're back capping. Look at the top cap.
Oh my god, they're getting the back cap.
Who's that?
Nicely done.
Top cap. And that's going to be a 10. That's going to be the first 10 going not the way you'd expect it. And now Biska's going to go into the fight and leave them 4v4 in the mid.
But Bob's going to die here.
Oh, the Judy armor. Can he get safe? No.
He's dead.
And that's going to be a problem. So they got the 10 though. 10 for 4, I guess, in terms of points. But now obviously Biska's going to go down, cap the other one, and they're going to get the next 10. Nice play from Tutan, but I I would have preferred Tutan to just ride over the top and join the fight rather than take the
Go
long
right
route.
through the center. You have to come right through the center.
Yeah, just go through the center there. Like if you
it's
get
the quickest way to your
if
healer.
you get dismounted, you get a cleanse and CC immunity. If you don't get dismounted, you're in the same position as you would have been. You just got there quicker. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Owen's gone though. Tutan's in a bit of trouble. Lefty
Tutan's
should
down.
be able to defend him with the
no.
purity robe. Breeze the reset. Oh, Suriel needs to be a little bit careful with the tent.
Oh, Suriel gets into the tent.
He actually
gets out
he
though.
actually had good resistances there because of the tenacity, which meant that the bot didn't cause him too many problems. But it is 5 versus 5 now, and they didn't 3-cap them, and they are still low at the back. Like Lee is struggling to stabilize. There's the breeze. Oh, that from Lee was beautiful. The way he hugged the angle of the high ground there, just to get the reset onto everybody. That was a lovely positioning from the jungle healer there. You love to see play like that. Rob, though, finds his way into the back line, and Bob puts a very offensive Judy, but Tutan gets dived again by Suriel, and he died pretty much to Suriel only. Like, everybody else was controlled and at the back. That was very strange there. Like, I think they're just not purging this Stalker, and he's getting too much value. Owen's going to die as well. And this is looking less close now. The Apollinator team is starting to take control of this match. Bob, you know, they need to kill him a bit more.
Kill him.
Tutan's actually made a switch to the Cleric here. He's gone for the Cleric, obviously, to hard block the damage from this Deathgiver that's causing him so many problems. That said, I think I would have preferred a Scholar Cal, honestly. I think I would have preferred the more greedy Cape choice.
Yep.
And then a Scholar's Cal, because the physical resistance on a Scholar's pretty much negates what the Deathgivers can do, even with that Purity Robe. And now it's back to a 2-to-1 cap. So they're not under this 20-point pressure constantly, but breaching the high ground here is a difficult task. They really need to shut down that bow, and the bow curse combo can threaten the front liners as well. Tutan isolated from the boys. This time, see, that's the Cleric in action, see. He's able to walk out with the Cleric there and take 0 damage. And that creates a lot more space for his team. Because the healer's not panicking to save him, it gives them more opportunities. Bob's got a nicely placed Judy there, but the team don't really capitalize on it, and they're going to have to just chill now. Apollinator is looking for Tutan this time, but there's the Purity play. Very nice from Lefty with the control. But unless the Blues can find a way onto this high ground, they're going to bleed out all their points. Like,
yeah, they need to find some way to crack this defense.
Look how deep Red's playing as well. They're just
very far back.
They're not giving Owen anything on that crossbow. And in fact, they're going to bring Owen up. They're like, you can't stay down there. We'll bring you up. There's the control. There's the iron
they've got him here.
Owen's Mortal Agony. He does have the Scholars for the physical. Lefty committed the Grave Guard there, but they didn't go all in. Apollinator, big pierce on Apollinator. He's gone. He is gone. They found him. He was in a Judy as well. He was in a Judy, and they're fighting on. They're looking for the trade. They need Owen here. The reset is not there for a few seconds. Oh, Lefty with the Purity though. There's the breeze. The reset's coming, but he doesn't want to be too obvious, I think.
They're chasing Suriel here.
Suriel dies.
And they get him.
And now they reset. Apollinator's not with his team.
But they haven't gotten the caps yet. They've gotten 2 kills, but that's not going to help them any here. They need caps. They don't want to keep fighting up this hill. This is where they're having a really hard time. They got to get control over this top. And Apollinator already at half.
The Grave Guard's been used. Auto Fire's going to do some damage. The reset. Now it's going to be a bit of a trade. Apollinator goes in. He already has 4 stacks there. If they can purge him, they could do some work here. But there's his Judy. And they're going to hold on to this 2-cap because Suriel's coming back into the fight. Unless they convert it into a kill right now. But Rob is playing super defensive. Apollinator's going in. This is a risky one, though. He's actually in a really scary spot here. There's no Grave Guard available because it was used on the last one. The reset's going to be very obvious.
But Owen goes down in the back.
They just find Owen again. And Tutan's in trouble as well. Scoliosis was able to full channel with his bow. Completely uncontested. Like, you cannot allow a bow this kind of space. Like, Bob needs to stop him with that purge on the Fiend Cow. I mean, I don't think they're running a Valor. on their... Yeah, they're running Merc Hoods on their ranged DPS. They do have the Mage Robes again, but 3 Mage Robes isn't working for them, honestly. Like, it's just not doing anything. He switched to the Cleric to try and survive the Death Givers, but that created more space for the bow. And now he can just free cast, and you give Scoliosis, you give any bow that sort of space, you're going to have a bad time. You give a player as good as Scoliosis that kind of space, your team's going to get wiped. You're just going to be completely deleted. Now they do find some momentum, but what they don't have is caps. They're 3 capped against, and they're pushing 5v5. So they need to convert right now. Bisquita, he's actually going to roll. He's very, very low. He just got purged of his stacks as well. Rob's looking for it, and he does find it just as the reset comes. No trade onto Rob as the Graveguard is committed. There's the Graveguard onto Apollinator as well. But now it's 4v5, and if Apollinator's team don't let them have caps, what do? Like, by the time they get their next kill, the other one will be back. The only one that will matter would be the healer. And we do see, oh, that's a nice use of the Purity. He might die to the oh no, they interrupt it, but Robbed perfectly times the Purity finishing. And now they're gonna have to work big on a comeback. Apollinator's not even tapping out of this yet. He's going for an interrupt with no healer. Like, that is... They're going on all of the caps right now with no healer. Like, if Suriel dies for this, I don't think it was worth it.
He's gonna die. Yeah.
Like, okay, they got a 20, but they like, if that 20 wins them the match, fine, right? But they were never getting another minute out of that, were they?
No. No. They did not have the manpower to do that. And now they're going to be giving up points to their opponent. Probably a 20 tick.
It's going to be a 3 cap, and they have this horrible, horrible choke. The only thing is here is they can do some really good pressure with back caps if they wanted to. Tutan, Tutan's going to armor pierce. Look at that damage on the choke. And this, again, I say this every show, how good it is having the South 10. Like,
it's
that,
a big
that's
advantage.
why.
It
That
really
is
that angle
why.
right there. Yeah.
Like, that pressure. Bob's, he's got to play for the 20 here. Like,
yeah, you've got to go in, Bob. You got to stop that. Hurry up.
He's
not going to get it.
No,
he doesn't get it. They're going to get the 10.
But they can play high ground now, which will cause.
Well, they need to move back and do that.
Well, they're actually going for the dive, but
on what?
They're going for the healer dive, but Apollinator popped a perfect Judy there.
Yeah, there's
the pressure though. But look at Robbed; he's getting some good damage out. The breeze, if they can save Robbed, and now this pressure is wild right now. Scoliosis has got space. They need to be wary of that bow, but they are just driving them back. This is
if
wild.
They can hurry up and turn around and get this cap in the next 20 seconds with this push, it'll be
They need a kill to do it. And the problem is, if they don't get something here, the resets keep coming. They need to get this pressure, which they're doing really well. But they need to.
Are they going to drop Rob?
Rob's okay. He had Chain Slash, Ghost Strike, and Blink to get out of there.
Yeah, like, but he also only had 120 health.
Yeah, but he's invisible. He's invisible, and during Chain Slash, he's invincible. If somebody's got the full kit available to them, it's quite hard to take them out. Like, he played it to the limits, no doubt. If he makes a mistake, he dies. But he was okay. So still a 2 cap to 1, and a long way for Bob and the boys to go. But the cursed pressure, like, Suriel's in trouble at the back. Bisquita's low. Here comes the breeze, but Bisquita didn't get it, so the reset isn't great. Suriel's already down to half again. Rob is looking for this opening, and there's the purge. The reset though straight away on Scoliosis. Like, this greedy bow play is really capitalizing on their lack of purges. They are winning the momentum right now because they're forcing Red to fight with horrible vision. They're just punishing the really.
Oh, and Briska goes down.
Yeah. Bisquita, they just all they're doing is trying to set up Robbed right now. They're just running at them, trying to make the fight awkward and set up Robbed. Robbed is going for the cap, so it's a 4v4. And this is a problem because we've seen time and time again how easily they get the assassinates onto Owen and Tutan.
It's really in trouble here.
More likely, Robbed could have killed him there instead of capping if he was in that fight. The stun, Leoraiu's trying to get the stabilize, but Apollinator should be fine.
No cap.
Suriel needs to be careful. Yeah, they didn't get the cap. Apollinator went deep to save it, though. They need to make sure that they don't get the assassinate. Tutan's out of energy. This is a problem. Apollinator's struggling. More
There
agony.
goes a
1-2.
pollinator.
Robbed.
That's not the way.
They get
It's
Suriel as well. They take out
wow.
Suriel.
Now's
They
the
take
time
out
to get that
Robbed.
triple cap. Hurry
And
up and
now
go
it's
back
going
and
to
get
be a
it.
20. This is one hell of a 7 right now.
It's the best one we got.
I'm not surprised. I mean, we're approaching the 15-minute mark in this match. And
The Cargera match is still going, but it is currently 88-17 with Cargera and 88 points with 2 caps.
I mean, this is what they need to do. They need to play into them with horrible vision, because the bow really hates having crappy vision, and these guys will fake this choke. There's no way they're going to push into this choke. They will always fake it. But Tutan, notice how far back he hangs. So he's always on the timing to pressure that choke. This time they're ready for him though, and they start to put some counter out. And we expect to see Bob and the gang push in as soon as Suriel goes for the cap. Because without Suriel, they don't have that threat. Oh, in fact, they're
going to let it
out.
Yeah.
They're going to let it slide and just play high. I don't mind that, actually. I really don't.
And Cargera won his match. Just a bit of news to go on.
So the most important thing here is they punish Suriel the second he steps up. If they give him space, as we've seen, he can assassinate their clothies so easy. They need to make sure he's not getting good value. They need to make sure he's not playing. And then just look for the setup for Robbed. Robbed will kill anything that you set up for him. But so will Suriel. Suriel doesn't even need the setup. He's finding ways to get these kills miles behind enemy lines. Reset comes out. Robbed is looking for some space here. Bit of a whiff on the Fatal Blade from Bob. He does have to swap Scoliosis into it. Scoliosis is going to get stunned, so he's not putting out anything right now. And then I imagine Bob will look to purge him. They're being driven back. There's the Ghost Strike onto Owen. Is there a second Ghost Strike available? There's the Breeze. There's the Reset. But right now, Reds are miles on top. Tutan gets swapped and bopped. He's in a lot of trouble. And Pesquita's out in the open, and nobody is punishing him for it. Robbed can possibly finish him here. There's the Ghost Strike. There's the Ghost Strike. Can't quite finish the job. And Reds get the reset. It's still a 2-cap. Robbed gets knocked into the corner. He's going to be in a lot of trouble if they don't have a Graveguard. They're going to find Robbed. They might get the trade onto Suriel. They got Suriel! It's Death Giver for Death Giver. Bob drops his Judy and looks to stabilize. And if Pesquita goes down, they could hold. But if they lose Lefty, it's all over. Scoliosis needs one more hit. He can't connect. Pollinator tries to finish the job, but can't. There's no one cap in the mid. There's the reset. Lefty's back online. It's going to go back to a 5v5. Owen's in trouble. He's playing on the limit. There's the reset. He got swapped out of it, and I think it's over now. Bob and Tutan have to run the breeze. Look at Robbed. Look at Robbed. He's sneaking off. They need a reset.
But Bob's going to die here.
Is he, though? Are they just baiting it?
Oh,
like, he could just bait it with the Graveguard to keep them interested. They need to interrupt mid, though. Rob does get the back cap, but they don't have anything to interrupt the mid.
Nope, and
so
that's
it is gonna end. What a banger of a match, though. Past the 16 and a half minutes of play, but it just couldn't put it over the line. What an absolute slugfest. And both teams picking up a ton of points in this.
This is a great match. Good pick by the audience here.
This was an absolute cracker. Owen's bad. Bob with a good fight. And I like that. They all stopped fighting at the end. Like, they're all just chilling, saying good fight. Good sportsmanship. What was the scoreline in that, by the way?
I can't see. I got bugged.
Yeah, I'm bugged as well. Robbed got 8 kills in that.
But Bogul's got it. 12-11.
Wow. And Scoliosis, like 118,000 damage, right? Scoliosis out-damaged both of the curses. The next highest was the curse. In a long fight, curse always comes out on top of damage. To out-damage the curse in a 17-minute fight is ridiculous. So that shows you how well Scoliosis played, but also how lacking of control they were for him. Like, Bob had the Fiend's Cowl, sure, but that's not enough against an Assassin's Hood. You can't rely on Mage Armors. They needed another Valor up front, but when you have someone like Robbed playing backline, like playing Assassinate, you don't want to ever not have him on Stalker Hood because he finds so many kills with it. So it's just, what an unbelievable match to finish on. I'm so glad we got to cover that, and I hope you guys watching enjoyed it too.
I know I enjoyed it. That was a great match. Well done picking the match for us, guys. I love it when you guys... We're always lucky. The audience tends to pick the match that lasts the longest. I don't know how they pull it off. It just happens to be that way a lot.
No, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the fights tonight. Some excellent matches in the Crystal League today. We'll be back on Tuesday. There'll be the Crystal League show with Shozen and Tazik. I'll be back next Saturday and Sunday with live action in the highest levels we've seen so far. Level 8, the second level 8 of the season. So the first opportunity teams will have to qualify for our off-season Crystal Championship, of course. And the daily show will return on Tuesday as well. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to follow the Twitch channel. We'll see you next time. Oh, and of course, there's a second Invasion Day. It seems so far in the past. Invasion Day, NA portion. I'll be fast asleep. I don't care. But if you want to watch that, you definitely should watch it. I won't be, but you should. It'll be on from midnight tonight here on Albion TV with Shozen and Robin Hooders and Bogul in the broom cupboard. Right. Thank you for watching, guys. This was Albion TV. My name is Lewpac.
My name is Shozen.
And we'll see you soon.